Welcome to another edition of GGinspire. It is going to be an absolutely phenomenal day. I woke up this morning thinking, whose life am I going to change? And I am just so excited to be here with you today. It's going to be an awesome one. So I was actually reaching out to a few people and asking them, like, what topic do they want to see in the new year? We've got, we just came back from an incredible event, so many things going on. My name is Gillian Giorgio. I am a medical professional turned entrepreneur, and my experience, I left what I was doing for many reasons, a lot of them having to do with the field and what have you, but more so than anything, I became an entrepreneur because I wanted time, I wanted the ability to be able to do things on my own schedule, and that meant a lot to me. And I knew, I didn't have kids at the time, but I knew that I was going to want to be able to have more time for them. Hi, Jewel. Hey, Abel. So it's been quite a journey, and entrepreneurship is one of those roads that zigzags up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you're able to weather that storm, you can get what you see on social media and in advertising and on TV, what have you, like the jets, the cars, the this, the that, right? And even if you're in the process of being able to create that entrepreneurial life, that journey is what makes you who you are. That journey is what makes you grow and makes you get better and able to really appreciate those things. Because if those things as an entrepreneur, all the, the success, the money, the attention, all of the things that come with it, right? The haters, the critics, what have you, all that stuff that comes with it. If that was dumped in your lap right now and you hadn't grown into the capacity to be able to receive it, you wouldn't be able to necessarily keep it, right? And so you wouldn't be able to appreciate all the work that went into it, right? So when we see people that are successful, we see the finished product, but we don't see, the blood, sweat, the tears, the sweat equity. We don't see all those things that went into the journey along the way. So I'm here to share with you a couple of, great points on how to grow your business in 2018. So got a lot of people joining in. I'm actually super excited about today. I woke up with like a really joyful heart. I was just like, today I'm going to make a difference in many people's lives. And it's funny because when I first started doing these videos, I used to, like, for like 24 hours before the video, I would get like super nervous and anxious and like, what am I going to say? How's it going to go? And now I'm at the point where, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I have got lots of growth, but I feel like, this is like the gift that I want to give the universe, right? That I want to give to as many people as I can out there, because it makes a huge difference. Hey, Charles. Hey, Ashley. And Fernanda. So Gigi is inspired today. So she's going to do her best to inspire you to do more in your life. So we did actually some filming for Virtuity. So that's our new brand that we're coming out with. And we've got a site. So if any of what I mentioned today, or you've seen any of my other videos and you want to get in contact with me, feel free to reach me through gilliangiorgio.virtuity.com. You could reach me here at GGinspire, Gillian Giorgio. You can also reach me on LinkedIn. That's a great way to reach me, okay? So 5 ways to grow your business in 2018. So some of them run together, but I think that they're important things. Like, there's always things that you need to know about your business. Like, you need to have people that actually want what you're offering, regardless of what business it is. But the first one is you want to educate and you want to engage. You want to make sure that the people that need and want what you offer, a product, a service, what have you, that you're somehow engaging them. You're somehow educating them and giving them more information about what it is that they need. Because at the end of the day, most of the time, people think, maybe I might want to look at, a new car, or I want to buy a house, or I want a, financial plan. I want this product, I want face product, whatever it is, whatever business that you're doing. Like, you need to make sure that you're educating people about what you offer, right? So if you don't know much about it, you need to educate yourself, learn it, right? And get to the point where you can engage them and make them, like, because if it's something that you're interested in or you have passion about, you're going to be able to engage them by your energy, by your excitement, right? Hi, Carla. Hey, Ebony. So bring them valuable content. Make sure that you're giving them good information that you've checked your facts, right? And you know that it's accurate within the rest of the industry. And you're in a position that you can engage them with that information. Share with them your energy. Share with them why it's important for them to, understand the ins and outs of what they're looking for, right? Make sure it's relevant. Make sure that you're not making recommendations or showing people things that are outdated, that are very, very old. Like if I showed you some data from 2013, you would go, oh, that's really great. But I mean, does it relate to 2017 or 2018? So you've got to make sure that you're doing the best that you can to give people things that are relevant and current, right? Here's another thing that's really super important is get in their minds. Get in the minds of the people that you're dealing with. So I know, like I see a lot of people that are joining on today, right? And I know a lot of them are entrepreneurs. A lot of them are people who are moms, who are dads, and they're thinking about like, well, I'm at my job. Like I'm going to take a few minutes to watch GGinspire today and see what she says, see what tricks the monkey's going to do, whatever. The whole idea is that when I think about who's watching or who is it that I want to make an impact on, I need to think about what's important to them. They're on their lunch break. They're eating really fast before they have to go back to their job. They're probably going to be off about 4 or 5 o'clock, right? But it's all sorts of people. It's the self-employed, it's the employees, it's the stay-at-home moms, it's the students, women, men, mortgage professionals, engineers, teachers, researchers, nurses, doctors, executives. When you're sitting in front of somebody and you're talking to them about what you offer or a service or something like that, get in their head. Start to figure out what's their concern, right? The best way for you to be able to gain their trust and gain their rapport and potentially eventually gain their business is by coming from their perspective and handling some of the concerns and objections they may have before they even know they have them, right? That's somebody who's intuitive and able to make a huge difference in how other people are served, right? If you can serve other people and cater to what they need before they even know they need it, you're in a good position to be able to really create great relationships and create great clients. So that's a really, really good one. And then share with people, like put your stuff out there, like make sure that you're taking the information. So if you're doing articles or I'm doing GGinspire and I share them on Grant Cardone TV, I share them on LinkedIn, I share them on Facebook, I share them on GGinspire. I'm looking to share them on Pinterest also, so I'm figuring out a way to be able to do that. But share your information and ask people to share it. Ask people, I'm gonna ask you guys, share this, invite people in, because this is the best way to be able to gain a dialogue. And if you guys are, if I'm talking about things that make sense to you, engage with me, right? Invite people to engage with you. Ask me questions about how I would do with this or how I would deal with that, because it makes it so that you are in response to your audience. So if your audience is engaging with you and asking you questions, it's gonna make everybody better. It's going to make the experience so much better, because a lot of times, like I was one of those students in class that I would scribble furiously to listen to the teacher, and I would watch other people ask questions. And then when they asked the question, I was like, oh, that's a really good question. I should have thought of that, right? But I would write the answer because, oh, I need to know that. So a lot of times you have questions, but you don't even know what they are yet. Somebody else might ask them. So if somebody else is engaging and asking me questions, you're gonna go, oh, that's really good information, right? I appreciate that, Joel, good advice. So number 2, right? I hope that's helpful. Number 2, hey, Regina, incorporate webinars. So here's something that I started to do a long time ago, actually maybe like 2 or 3 years. I started realizing that time is so precious, right? In business, like you're always trying to figure out how to maximize your time and get more time. That's the one thing that we're not able to do. Like you could make more money, but you can never make more time. So when the time's gone, it's gone, right? So I really wanted to make sure that I could teach people faster. I could share, more of what I was able to do for people in my business, and I could get that information into their hands as fast as possible. And sometimes it made it easier for me to webinar. So like go live is a huge and incredible thing. And Ebony Thompson is the one that pushed me in the pool and made me, get out there and go live. But I was able to really, be more efficient and spend more time giving the information to the people that I wanted to, because I started incorporating webinars. So it started by connecting with clients that are out of state. So I have clients like in South Carolina and North Carolina and Florida and New York and Texas. And I started webinaring with people in Northern California that it was too far to drive to, right? And then it started to be like, well, maybe I can decrease my travel time and I can do my initial meeting with them via web and get some of the information. And I just have to do 1 in-person meeting or 2 in-person meetings instead of 2 or 3, right? So the idea was that we want to make more time. So we want to utilize and condense timeframes a little bit more. So, hey, Stacy. So I hope that one's helpful, because I'm always kind of like in a distress as far as time goes. I never feel like I have enough time. So if I can use strategies that will get me more time in the long run, I'm super, super excited about that. So three is internal operations, right? So you got to like tighten up your ship. So like if you're really good at maybe prospecting and talking to people and gaining new clients or bringing in new accounts, like if you're really good at that, awesome. But what happens once they come in the door, once they become a client? What's that process like? Is your system really tight to be able to do good follow-up? Like are you giving good exemplary customer service to them, right? Because that's a really important part of business, because word of mouth is huge, right? So your systems have to be really tight in place, and you also have to be able to keep your word and be the best you that you possibly can, right? You want to always put your best foot forward. If you say you're going to call somebody at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, then you call them on 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And if they don't answer because of something else is going on, that's on them, but you keep your word, right? Because that's the thing, is that once you've broken trust, it's gone, right? So in your business relationships, you want to make sure that you're doing the best that you can to always keep your word and stay at your best, right? Number 4, always give more value, right? So when I used to wait tables, they would say, I guess in a generic sales world, you could say like always upsell, right? Like, so always, offer the, do you want the large, or do you want the add-on? Do you want the, when I was waiting tables, it was like, do you want the, the extra, you want mushrooms on top of your burger? Or do you want, what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So you want add-on. But in every type of business, it's a little bit different. So here, I think the way that I operate, the way I took that message is always offer more value, right? So always offer a little bit more. Always say, hey, I can also do this service, or I can also do this. Have you thought about this? And, always ask it in a question form, but bring them more value, like bring them more so that they know that you aren't just, you don't just do real estate, or you don't just do this, or you don't just do this. Or even if you only do one thing, but you've built relationships with good people, like you have great associations around you of people that you trust, that you would do business with yourself, that you can recommend to your clients, right? Offer them more, because the more that they feel like you're able to give them more services or connect them with more services, they're going to look to you and thank you. Now, make sure those people are good and they're a good representation of you. Don't just send referrals to your clients of just whoever, right? Make sure that you find value in who they are. If they have integrity, they do business the way that you would do business, right? But do your due diligence. Don't, like, if somebody says, hey, I want referrals from you, like, make sure that you feel like they've done something good for you, right? Or that you're excited about what they were able to create. That's a really important thing. And then the last one, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to, pop in with some questions and give us a little bit more, because I know there's some people on here that want to ask a few. Focus on building a long-term relationship. Like, I want you guys to really think about having a long-term view of your business, right? So if your long-term view is what you want to be able to create, right? Think about it like, I'm going to be these people that are sitting in front of me, I want their kids to be my clients. I want potentially even their grandkids to be my clients, or even somebody that I've trained, right? So are you practicing that long-term view? Are you having that short-term view where you're just trying to like get it done really quick, get it through, blah, 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 right? Or are you thinking about like, how would I want my parents to be treated? How would I want my kids or my grandkids to be treated, right? Be the kind of person who delivers business and who delivers a service or a product the way that you would want it done for you, right? That is a huge, huge thing. That long-term view makes a big difference, because when you think long-term, you make different choices. When you're in short-term, panic management kind of mode, it doesn't work. And you get to the point where you make mistakes based on, I want to get paid right now. The faster the money, the faster the money, the faster the money. That's not good. It's better to look at it as long-term view. How do I build a relationship, and how do I keep my trust with the client, right? Because that, in the long run, is going to keep your reputation where it needs to be and continue to make you win, right? So I appreciate this. I hope that that's valuable. And I talked a little bit about associations, what have you. So I'll open it up for some questions. I just wanted to give you guys like my rant, my basic idea of like how I want to, share with you the joy of being able to become a better business owner, because this whole Go Live, all of these are really about being an entrepreneur and taking it to the next level. And there's no time to play small, right? So we need to be in a position where we are consistently taking as much advice as we can for the right people and grow ourselves and get better. So I'll open it up to questions. I think Jewel said that she had one or two. Yeah, and that'll be good. Today's been kind of crazy. Yesterday I had a ton of appointments. Thanks, Abel. I had a ton of appointments. I had like an 8:30, I had a 9:30, it was like an 8:15, 8:15, a 9:30, an 11 o'clock, a 12:30, a 2. I had the Virtuity photo shoot at like, oh no, I had my daughter's parent-teacher conference. I filmed a little video there because I love the school and it's like the coolest background ever. And then after that, I did some filming for the Virtuity, and then I came to my meeting in the evening. So it was a crazy day, but it was awesome. I loved it. Jewel, okay, so do you recommend networking on social media like LinkedIn? Absolutely, or Nextdoor. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, for some people, they may not be able to, maybe they're not as personable right out of the gate. So I think it's, you know, they may be harder for them to prospect by talking to people, right? Now, I think that's something you need to grow into and you definitely need to do. But LinkedIn is a good method because it's professional prospecting. I would definitely get some training on how to utilize it because you've got professionals. You can literally email like CEOs of companies, CEOs, CFOs, right, in different areas. Let's say you want to grow your business in Chicago, right? You can go and search on LinkedIn and find a ton of people and connect with a bunch of people in Chicago and create a business there or create an opportunity there, right? So if you're looking to move out there or you want to be able to create your business out there or grow your market out there, that's something that you can do. You can look at all different areas. This is a thing that, you know, we're coming into an age where it sometimes might even be easier for people to receive and open an email than get a phone call, right? And social media is huge, right? So Nextdoor is a great one because Nextdoor, I think, is like, I'm not sure if it's like maybe like a 5-mile or a 10-mile radius of your area, of like your zip code. So you can literally connect with people that are very close to you, and people are asking for all sorts of things. And you can, there's another one that I just connected with that I started doing business with people there, Alignable, that's another one. And, you know, we saw Ed Milet speak at our event this last weekend, and he was like, people don't answer the phone anymore, their voicemail's full, or, you know, they don't have their voicemail set up. He's like, so you have to go other channels. Like, social media is absolutely huge. Oh, thank you, Linda, you're so cute, you're awesome also. Social media is so huge. You have to make sure and make these connections with people any way that you can. And, you know, if you send a bunch of emails out and some of them you get responses and some of them you don't, at least you know from the responses who then now you can call, right? And you've already kind of warmed it up, and it was faster than, you know, sitting down and making 500 phone calls. Now, I still think that there is no way to transfer passion, energy, excitement, you know, joy, all of those things. It's really hard to do that through email. So you will need to make a call at some point, but to be able to make initial contact, that may be a great way to do it. And it definitely works. I mean, there are people making millions and millions of dollars through contacting and growing their business through social media. And a lot of it, I mean, a lot of it is free. Now, some of it you can upgrade and you can pay for, but it's definitely worth it to be able to gain that type of exposure through social media and different social channels. And get as much bang for your buck if you can, if you will, right? Okay, so Jewel, do you separate your business pages from personal? You know, it's interesting because for a long time I didn't. Like, this is still on my personal page, and the reason why is because I have so many contacts and so many friends through my personal, and I've always just done business that way. But a lot of experts say that, you know, your friends and your family and your, you know, they may not always want to know all the stuff that's going on with your business. So it's good to separate and have a business page. So if you guys, now that you're on, when you share this, please go to GGinspire and follow me there, like and follow me there, because that's my business page. So I'm really trying to transition and get everybody who's on my Facebook, my personal page, over to my business page. It's a good idea. So if you're starting in business, you want to make sure that you can kind of separate the two and grow the following on your business page also as your personal page at the same time. So that's a really good idea. What else? How do you out yourself? How do you put yourself out there to network with high profile people? You know, here's the thing. Everybody, like, you will only grow and talk to the people that you think that you deserve or that you're kind of worthy of talking to. So you have to grow yourself and feel confident about what you're doing and your ability to be able to make a difference. So one of like my affirmations is everybody needs what I do. Everybody needs me. Everybody needs me. Everybody needs me. I say it all the time, and I say it over and over because I know that it's true. Everybody needs what I do. But if you don't put that in your mind or think of yourself as I can make a difference in anybody's life who comes to me, then you may shrink away from somebody who's high identity or high profile or maybe makes more money than you, right? But you have to, in order to be able to level up your game, you need to be able to talk to people that you feel maybe do better than you or what have you. But I would network in different areas. I would think of the people. Here's a tip, right? So, talk to, everybody has like some people that they know in their market, so to speak, that they consider like high identity or high profile, right? So have you ever sat down with them and had a conversation about what they do and how they do it and how do they get to that point? Like, go pick their brain, go spend some time asking them questions and build a little bit of a relationship with them. Not talking about your business, not necessarily talking about what you want to be able to sell them, right? But more so of like, hey, how do you, if you're a successful CFO, like, how did you do it? What are some of the challenges that you have? How do you keep it all together? Like, pick their brain as far as how they run their business or how they run their job and how they're able to be successful. Because oftentimes, I was talking to somebody yesterday, one of my meetings, and the guy, he's very big on social media, and he was saying he works, well, I should say what company he works for. He works for a large company, and he said that he's always asking like the higher level execs, like, how do I get more successful? How do I move up? How do I do more? And he said they're giving him, thoughts and ideas. And he said, always be a person who creates solutions, right? So one of the executives gave him that tip, like, be the person that solves problems, that creates solutions. If you are a solution creator, then you're always going to have work and you're always going to be successful. And he's taken that to heart. And I said, what's interesting about that? I said that when you, like, most people don't go and ask the questions, how do I get better? What do you think, right? I don't ask those higher level people like what they're doing to improve or what they did to improve. So most people don't do that, but it's refreshing for somebody who's done and had some levels of success to have somebody come to them and say, how do I get better? How did you do this? What do you recommend? Give me some advice. Like, that hunger, that fire, that's rewarded, and they want to help you. And so when you do that, like when I was in school, they used to say, the teachers used to say, come to my office hours and I'll help you and I'll answer your questions. And most kids would never do it. But I did, because I was like, well, if they're going to, they're going to put their time out together they're going to put their time out for me to take, right? I should take it. But then if you're on the borderline, think about it this way, and it's the same way in the business world. If you're on the borderline and you need some help and that person has the ability to help you, in school, maybe they give you the higher grade because you made that extra effort and they know you and you have a relationship with them. In the business world, maybe they connect you with that person that needs what you do, and maybe they would have connected them to somebody else if you hadn't been in their face and asking them questions. So create that better relationship with those higher profile people that you know that are in your market, and you've got an opportunity to be able to grow your business a lot faster and gain the exposure that you need, right? So it's a process to be able to do it, right? Let's see. I think that's it. What else? Any other questions out there? I had a couple of questions the other day. Somebody was asking me, like, how do you like assess your business? Like, how do you take like a really honest view of your business and keep it, in the forefront of your mind all the time? And I was like, well, if I kept everything in the forefront of my mind all the time, I would go absolutely crazy. But there's a few things that I focus on. Like, I make sure that I focus on my goals. So I'm really good. I listen to Grant Cardone, I listen to Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, Eric Thomas. Like, I listen to a lot of these guys, right? And they do their best at pushing you to be able to get you to the next level. So, Grant Cardone and 10X has been talking about like writing down his goals, and he has like this 10X notebook, and he has write down your goals in the morning and write down your goals at night. Like, and I say my affirmations. But the other thing that I really love about this notebook is that he's got your schedule, like put your schedule together, have your quote for the day. So my quote for the day is like my quote, like, I'm intimidated by no one, or I'm consistent, I'm an animal, like whatever quote that you want to say, or write down a quote from somebody else that you like. But the other thing I really liked is that at the end of the day, because you're going to have challenges that happen to you each day, he said, write down your successes. Focus on what you were successful at that day, and let that be the thing that you go to bed thinking about, that and your goal. So you're not worried about the adversity will always be there. But that was one thing that I really liked. So he had like targets and then write down your successes for the day. And I thought that was really cool. So Joel was asking me about the blue band on my arm. So it says, I don't know if you guys can read this. It says, success is my duty. And it's 10X. Kind of can see that, right? So 10X is the book. And I'm really like, Grant talks about the fact that most of us don't, it's not that we set goals that are too high, it's that we underestimate the kind of effort that it's going to take to be able to hit that goal. And that really spoke to me because I've set some huge goals in my life and I've like not hit them, right? But I was like, I should be able to hit whatever goal I set. But if you don't put in place the 10X effort to be able to hit those goals, but you're not assessing, most people are not assessing how much effort it's going to take to be able to get it. They just set the goal and they're like, okay, I'm just going to go to work, but they don't realize how much effort it really takes to get there. So that really resonated with me. And so now like I'm a crazy person in a lot of ways. I've got like, lists everywhere and graphs all over my office of like tracking and stuff like that. But, I think I mentioned this the other day. I'm not sure if I did. But one of my mentors, Jamie Villalobos, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Jamie. Jason and I met with her the other day, and she gave me a tip that I thought it was really valuable because I'm somebody who stresses about time a lot. And she said, take half a day once a month and write all your lists, like write everything, like plan your kids' birthday parties, plan, like I was already thinking about, like last night I was thinking about like camp for summer. Like I'm way ahead of what I normally would think about it. Normally I'm like, oh, it's May, I should probably think about where the kids are going to go to camp, right? But I'm like, it's January, I'm ahead of the game. So this Sunday, actually, I'm going to take like 4 or 5 hours and I'm going to like shut off my phone and I'm going to focus and I'm going to make all my lists for as many lists that I can think of, because then I have it all done. Then I'm not stressing. I have the information out, right? So the whole idea is to be able to get better at what you do, right? So that's one thing that I'm seeing that I think will really, really help. And it was like genius. When she said it to me, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Man, why didn't I do this years ago, right? Yeah, so there's so many things that I could give you, but I think we're going to finish up unless anybody has any other questions. I'm super excited about February coming up, Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Con. That's going to be amazing. Ed Milet is like the keynote speaker, and he's going to absolutely kill it and blow all these other speakers away. But it's going to be super, super valuable. So I'm super pumped. And we've got some events coming up. This year we're going to do a couple of boom events, like our Kidpreneurs events. We've got some great women's events coming up. So stay tuned for the dates, for all the marketing, for all of that. And we're super, super excited. Just so grateful to be able to share with you our message and get out there and talk about being an entrepreneur and talk about ways to be able to make yourself better and to be able to get to the next level, because we're all in this life to be able to have more, to be able to have greatness. And it's okay to want more, right? It's okay to desire more. As long as you, I posted something the other day on Instagram that Ed Milet said, it was like, be blissfully dissatisfied. So like, be happy with where you are, be grateful with where you are, but be good, be okay with the fact that you want more and to, keep going after it. And it just really struck a chord with me when he said that. So I'm grateful for all of you guys. Please like and share this video. Please put it out there, because regardless of whether, you're an entrepreneur or you are in business, you have a job, wherever you are, like this is something that could touch your life. And so it could touch your life. It can also touch the lives of people that you know. And you never know like what impact my story may have on your business. So if you shared this information with somebody who you know, and they're like, wow, she's an entrepreneur, she does XYZ, like you have the ability to, and they're gonna come back to you and thank you. And that's, more of a dialogue that you're able to have with them. So you never know what can be created by information, right? So I hope that you guys felt that this was valuable today. I just really adore the fact that we can bring this kind of information to you and share with you the inspiration that I really want, because my biggest goal is to be able to inspire people to have a great life. So you guys deserve more. Get out there, be inspired for a great life, and we'll see you next time.